Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Simply Talk. My name's Andres Sarmiento, and I'm joined by my co-host Jeffrey Creightney. Today we have a lovely guest. Her name is Raven. Raven, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Raven Rogers. Hey Raven with two Y's on Instagram. You could follow me so you could know what I want you to know too. And yeah, here today.
Without being modest, you are a filmmaker. You're an actress. You write poetry. You like obviously music, and like tell us more about that. Like, who is Raven? Who is the Raven that you
Um,
want people to know?
Raven. See, that's a very hard question to answer. I don't really care who people know. But who Raven is, I just like to try things and I like to try different creative things. Started with acting, from acting to directing, and learned every little aspect about filming. So it's like I would say if I could put myself in a title, actress, director, I guess model, because I do my own self shoots, because I really mastered a lot about this iPhone camera from the 7 Plus. So that whatever, if it has a lens, I'm behind it or in front of it or around it.
From what
Has
I'm
anything to
getting,
do with cameras.
from what I'm getting is that you allow your curiosity to like stem and branch out to wherever you think your curiosity should take you. And
Yeah.
that's already a huge gift on its own. Like you should be grateful that you have that clarity of like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try that. And the fact that you love directing gives you a voice, in my opinion. That's why I love directing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does. I just like telling stories. I don't know too much about the voice thing because if someone's listening or they're not, I still want to show it. So I just I just like
Damn
it.
right.
It's fun.
You mentioned like you mastered using your phone. And I
Mhm.
remember I was telling people before, I was like, people are sleeping on what the iPhone can do. They really
They
are,
definitely were. Like
especially
they still
making a
are.
film.
Yeah. I would say with the newer iPhones, they definitely can. Like with the right equipment, which I kind of still want to do, but I don't want to spend all that money on a phone to film. But I do still want to try it because I know, like, just seeing what it can do with just photos alone is great. And even like the oldest one, like the older one, when the I think the pluses started first coming out. The
Yeah.
7 Plus was a beast of its time. The 7
Mm,
Plus was literally shitting on every other phone
damn.
possible out there. Like I was taking some crazy some really a whole movie was shot. I believe it was probably not the 7. I think it was the one below the 7. Tambourine, that movie that won I think an Oscar. It didn't win an Oscar.
Oh
It won
yeah. I think it was a scene or
won
something like
something.
that, wasn't it?
No, it was a movie. It was an entire movie shot on an iPhone.
All of
And the
it?
only
Oh
thing,
damn.
yes, the entire thing, it was shot
I,
on iPhone.
I think it was the
But
five. I don't know why the number
yeah, I think
five rings a bell to me.
yeah, I was saying that, but I was like, is there an iPhone 5? I don't want to say that. It's so stupid. But there
There
probably
was,
is.
I had it. I had it for like 4 years. I never was a part of the 7 game, so
Oh, dang, that's
it
crazy. You
exists.
should have.
My first phone was the seven. Like my first iPhone was the seven. And it was like a new door opening of possibilities. I know people like give a lot of crap to iPhones because of its simplicity or lack of whatever. But I love the fact of being
So
simple.
what have you shot on the iPhone? Like as far as a film goes, I know I saw the one with Jesse and what's your homegirl's name?
Anik?
Yeah, you did it like maybe that was like 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, that wasn't shot on an iPhone. That was actually shot on the
Oh,
Black Magic. I haven't shot any videos on an iPhone because
okay.
I wasn't really much of a fan. I got like lenses for them and everything, but I wasn't too much of a fan of
Mm,
like the actual resolution of it once I went to edit it. So
mm.
I wasn't really too into it. But I can say I probably just didn't take the time to actually learn how to make the resolution better or what to use to make the resolution better because I just really liked it more for photography.
Okay,
But it's
that's dope.
definitely a beast. I can definitely say probably the 12. That 12, you could most likely make an entire film off of it.
I
Like
have,
entire.
I have the Max Pro. Just saying.
Like
If you ever want to shoot a movie, my phone's available.
I think what people have to remember is that all these things are just tools. Like remember when digital became a thing and started to become a topic of the alternative behind film, people were like talk shit about it because, oh, it's not the same, it's not the same, but it's a form of access for those that didn't have enough access to what it takes to make a movie. So it's literally, it's a tool that, if used properly and if we take the time to apply it, you can do anything. You can do photography, you can do scripture, you can do anything.
I didn't know you take your photos on your phone though. I literally thought they were like you had a photographer.
No, they're not. They're all on my phone. Just but me and a tripod.
You and a tripod.
Yeah,
you got to get it, man. You got to get it. I saw this movie, man. I was posting it on my IG. It was shot on the iPhone 7, like you were saying, like 7 was killing it. And I was just like, yo, I gotta at least try to do something, because the fact that they were able to do that film, I'll post it in the chat for you to see it. But the fact that they were able to do that, and basically, he said, with hardly any money, no extra lens onto his camera or anything, just a phone and a gimbal. And he did all the sound effects and all that stuff in post. And I was like, damn, I would have thought it was shot on the Blackmagic. I thought your thing with Jessie and them, I was like, okay, maybe she did it on her phone. But it was almost similar looking at that film and then looking at yours.
That's crazy. I'm about to, because I have a cart of equipment and the Blackmagic is in there. I'm about to take it out.
Take it out. Save money. Dude. When did you want to actually be a director, though? I know you said being an actress. I didn't really know that you were originally
an actress also. Yeah. Because I didn't post anything that I did. None of my work I ever posted. I was like, nope, this is not for the public eye. This is just for Raven's eyes.
Just for you. Okay.
And a few people who've seen it on Facebook because the director posted it. But my transition to director, it actually happened, I want to say, end of 2019 and all through 2020. That's when I kind of just was kind of interested in more of the behind the scenes work actually is going on. How is this shot even created? And I just got really intrigued by everything, like different types of shots, reasons for shots, like the actual I can't say the word right now.
Psychological effect that it has.
Yeah. I loved it, and I was always studying it. I even wanted to go to school at a point, and then I was like, nope, there's YouTube. It's okay. We don't need school.
YouTube is insane.
Yeah. I learned a lot from there, but also by watching people too on sets, because I've been on so many.
Yeah.
It's like you pick up on golden things.
Yeah, literally. Because when I moved out to California, I only did it just to go on set. I did background, and I would just watch them do everything all the time. Even when they told me to go to holding, I was like, nope, I'm gonna
stay
go
here.
Yeah. I'll be in holding. I'll be by holding, not in holding though.
How long you were in California for?
I wasn't there long. I was only there for about 3 months.
Okay. You're visiting.
Yeah. So
okay.
I planned to move out there, but it didn't go the way I wanted. It's expensive, but I am glad that I did go. But it's nowhere you need to be because everything's so digital these days. Like I could be in Florida and submit my film to a California film festival. I don't physically need to be there. So I didn't really find it necessary. Just came back home.
Any takeaway, like anything you learned?
Oh, yeah. I learned about, I don't want to say 90%. I learned about 60% about being on set and how it works from being in California. It's a lot to learn, and you definitely can't do it all by yourself. Not saying that it's not possible to do it by yourself, but if you want it beautiful, you better get a team. You better get crew because it's a lot of stress on you alone to do that. And I feel like that's where a lot of filmmakers kind of go left with it, is trying to do it all on their own. Because I understand it. I've done it too. It's like trying to get everybody together to help you. You're not paying them or anything. It's just their free will coming to help you. It can be a little discouraging in a sense, and then you don't want to do it. So if you just find some people who are actually dedicated to those roles in film, instead of just finding people who if I found another director, it's not really helping me, because we both want to be directors. We don't both want to be gaffers. We don't both want to do audio. It's like if I found someone who's really genuine, passionate about audio, or someone who wants to do lights, someone who wants to do set design, I'd rather find those people who are passionate about those particular parts in film. So there's no crossroads and people's opinions about doing certain things a different way, because everybody's focused on their own craft. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's 10 times better with the crew. And that's what I definitely learned from California. 10
I'm
times
not
better.
trying to start no drama here, but that kind of feels like a South Florida thing, though.
It
Like
is.
what
It
you're saying
definitely.
right now.
It is.
Oh,
It's a,
you get a director on the set, and they're like, "Oh man, she need to do it this way, man. I don't even know why I came out here. Dang, bro, this it's gonna be trash." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, bro. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean?"
no,
That's. I feel like that's a South Florida thing, though.
I
it
think
is a sound. Maybe
for
it is. I don't know.
for the beginning, you have to kind of start that way, but it's very important that we also like take into consideration what Raven is saying, that for to better yourself as a storyteller, you have to be open to like let people in and let people help you, because like we've said in this podcast many times, filmmaking is just one factor out of many. It's a team effort, and we have to also like appreciate the people who are making it possible. Like it's like Raven saying, like you can't just get any audio person all the time. You have to look for people that are as passionate to their craft, because they're going to translate that passion to the totality of the film. So I think it's moving to the right direction.
But it's an ego thing. I'm sorry. I mean, she struck a nerve when she said that, but it's an ego thing, man. It totally is. I direct and also and things like that, but I've been on plenty sets where I'm not the director, and I'm like, yo, it's your thing. You know what I mean? I'm just here to do what you need me to do. Tell me what it is that I need to do here, what my role is, and I'm gonna do just that. I might not be the best at it, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of directors in South Florida know how to do more than one thing.
Sometimes we just need to get it out, and it sucks that we don't always have the connections. So we're left with no other choice than to kind of figure it out and see how we tell the story. And preliminary speaking wise, that's how filming on the phone, I think, became a thing.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of things come out of necessity, and eventually if it picks up, it becomes like a cultural practice. So
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
we have to be open to both spectrums. Like, yeah, there's a huge part that's ego, but there's some of us that are just trying to make it by trying to understand everything. So
yeah,
I have to, like, I'm literally buying every single piece of equipment, trying to understand it, not master it, but at least understand it. So to the fact that I can at least do something.
And I think the takeaway on that, at least for those that are doing it for the right reasons, we are fortunate to like be learning so much of many departments, because at the end of the day, we're not just bossing someone around. We're kind of like developing something with them. Like, how do you think we should do that? Oh, I know, da, da, da. Like, but it's a relationship that you better communicate when you know more or less what each department entails. So
yeah, it is. That's very true.
I'm not ashamed that I know a lot of stuff. I'm actually very grateful, and I just do my job to share it and create stories with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know more things when it comes to storytelling, like shots. Don't ask me about what lens to use. I don't know which lens to use.
That's all right.
Because I can figure out everything else besides, like, I don't know what percent the light should be at. I don't know. But I do know what angle it should be, or I don't know what.
You know what you want.
Use. Yeah, I know what I want. I don't know how to get it. But that's why I'd rather like have crew. Like I would 110% rather have crew, because they know. So anything I don't know, someone else could know. So it's 10 times better that way. Like I do salute the ones that do on their own. Like they make great quality like projects. Their stories are great. However, you're blessed with something I don't have. I can't do that. I wish I could.
Hey, all it takes is just meeting someone, you know, and I can say like, this guy here taught me a lot of what I know as far as filmmaking goes, and how to run a set and a lot of different things. So I always appreciate him for that, because I was starting out like, I'm like, man, I want to, and that's a question I want to ask, the kind of stories you want to tell, because I was saying like, I'm not getting auditions for things that I want to be in. So I'm like, I got to create it. And I didn't know how to go about that. I did my first film. It was terrible. Never came out. I went to him. He was like, hey, he saw how hard I was trying. It was like, I'm gonna help you. And he taught me everything.
And all that stems is from what not to do, from what I learned. So it's just let me help my friend get like 5 steps ahead by kind of teaching him or like sharing with him what I had to go through. So that's how I use my knowledge. I use it as a platform for others that need it. And only hope the best from there.
Yeah, that's really good because like that saves people a lot of time, like a lot of time. Speaking from
Yeah.
experience.
But I got a tip for you though. When it comes to period pieces, your best friend is going to be the thrift store.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, I live in the thrift store. I love thrifting.
It is your best friend when if you want to do a period piece. You can shoot a movie in 1950s and get the wardrobe out of there for like a few bucks.
Yeah, it's true. But then, I mean, it works if you have like someone who knows how to like do wardrobe. Like
Oh.
I don't know how to sew, tailor, or like custom.
No, hey, I'll be like, yo, what, da da da. Go to the thrift store. You're a talent, all right. I reimburse you for it. You know what I mean? Buy whatever it is.
It doesn't even have to be a period piece. Like, it's very common to hear the art department just saying we're going to thrift store for not just props, not just wardrobe, but the whole department. They when you see a set dress on a film set, most likely there's a chunk of those things that came from a thrift store, and there's a higher chance that they probably saved the receipts because it's a very normal
get
practice.
Their money back.
Yep, that they get
well, not the thrift store. You ain't getting your money back.
No. Yeah.
Nah, that it's final, bro.
Well, they probably save it for the next shoot then.
Sure.
They most likely do. I mean, I would know. Yeah, that with art because I took a fashion class in. Okay, it was fashion, but it was in theater, so it was like half special effect makeups, and then the other half is wardrobe. So they taught us good. No, because I doesn't mean just because I took the class doesn't mean I did well in the class.
Okay, gotcha.
But it did. It's just that I don't have that department. I'm the department, so I'd rather not do time pieces for now.
Gotcha.
Granted, when I have like the funding behind anything I want to do, of course, the sky's the limit. I'm making every genre I can possibly think of just for the fun of it because I have the money to do it. Like it's different. It's different.
Money a lot of times can discourage people too. A lot of times I've done, he knows this, I've done films where I didn't have to spend hardly anything, you know. But then again, I do know people, it's who you know as well, but also there's times where I had to do it by myself and I'm like, all right, I got to do it. But you know, that was more of a motivation factor in the sense of where it was like when I couldn't get anyone, am I not going to do it because I can't, you know? So you you shooting on your phone, your photos, you can do the same thing with just what you're able to do.
Yes and no. Well, I would say for my own preferences, granted, I'm going to do it by myself. Like I'm not gonna like just say, oh, I can't do it because I don't have anybody. Like I'm going to do it still. It's just that what I want to accomplish from myself, I don't want to settle. Like I'd rather not settle. I'd rather just aim for my goal, get the goal, and be happy with myself.
You know, you saying that kind of reminds me of a quote that I learned in college, film school actually, and it's kind of been the basis and foundation of everything I do, whether it's film, food, or etc. And that saying is never settle for less. It's a very simple saying, but it goes a long way because only you are responsible of the standards that you set for yourself. So that's huge kudos to you for knowing what you want, because that is very crucial to maintain a vision.
That's true. It's also practice too. You may not never release it.
Practice. I always practice. Yeah, I just don't release it.
Okay, you did say that earlier. You're right.
Yeah. No one needs to know everything that I do. Like that part of social media and me don't mix because I don't feel the need to show everybody what I'm doing all the time.
If we could list the things that, if you edit your own movies and if there's a list of things that we notice as the editor that the viewers won't, that list is insane because we know, like, after watching like 100 times, we're going to be noticing the little specks that like, oh my God, that chair was not supposed to be there, or why is that light stand there, that reflection? But people are not going to notice that. And it's
only filmmakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actors drinking in one cup versus the other.
Oh my God.
Like, fuck, bro.
People who don't watch it, they don't notice it, and that's who our viewers are. Like our viewers are not other filmmakers. Granted, it's cool to have kudos from other filmmakers, but our viewers are not other filmmakers. Our viewers are the people, just random regular people, and I feel like people get caught up in that. In the film community, we kind of are very judgy, like about other people, like, oh, that shouldn't do it, but you guys did it, and great. I love the fact that you did it. Like that's really dope. But we're more of a, oh, that sound was, that pitch was too high. That sound doesn't match the audio. Like the lighting is
Man,
changing. We can notice in the next shot. Like, oh my gosh, we're all just trying here.
I feel attacked right now.
I mean, I will say the thing that we do have to kind of take the most focus in is audio, because people say that like people will forgive bad visuals, but bad audio can like take away an experience.
Are you working on anything at the moment, or will you tell us you're working on anything at the moment?
No, I'm not telling you.
Ooh.
So okay, I am working on something. However, it's not mine. I'm
Okay.
acting in it. So
Okay.
it's a bigger role, I would say. So it's gonna take a bit of my focus. But
Okay.
it's okay, because right now what I'm trying to do is just practice for it when I do shoot my own. However, right now I am working on something. Can't talk about it much because it's not my project. So,
Gotcha.
but I am.
Okay.
What would you like to tell the viewers of? Is there any like life lesson
No,
or
yeah,
life
the life lesson
experience?
question. There we go.
Life lesson overall, I would say for anything in life, to be honest, that failure is a part of the mission. If you're not failing, you're not getting anywhere. If you're not falling forward, you're stagnant. So don't ever look at failure as such a huge negative, because failure is a positive. Failure means you are growing. Failure means you are closer to where you want to be in life. You're not going to learn without failure.
Failure seems to be such a like negative word that people apply in their terminology, but it's actually an opportunity. People need to accept failure. Like this podcast is out of failure. The filmmaking process is out of failure.
I wouldn't even say it's an opportunity. I would more say it's bound to happen. It's going to happen. Like what's the word I'm looking for? It's
inevitable.
A virtue.
A virtue. Okay.
It's going to happen. Yeah. Like you can't be afraid of it, because it's inevitable. Like you're going to fail, but you have to.
That's a beautiful message that people overlook, and I don't think we've touched it enough in this podcast yet. So thank you for telling what people should know already. And failure is just in my opinion, it's just another tool to get to where you want to. And as long as you're transparent and accepted, the sky is the limit.
Raven, we ask everyone this question at the end of the show. What is creativity to you?
Creativity to me is expressing yourself in the way you feel most happy.
Nice. That's a new one, bro.
That's nice and simple. That goes with Simply Creative. So I like that.
I like it too. Raven, it was a pleasure talking with you. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm happy you came on. I'm glad that you said yes, because I thought you were going to say no, because you didn't know me. I thought you were just like, no. But your enthusiasm really sold me at that point.
No, I've been waiting for my homeboy. He's a rapper. He got an interview, and I was like, I want to do an interview, but I'm not interesting.
You are interesting. Don't lie.
You are interesting.
Thanks.
With what you show us.
So before we get kicked out, I want to thank you all for tuning in, for hearing us out. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Simply Talk. Don't ever forget, stay creative, guys.